Hi there, and welcome to Apple World. Young lady Lil Kim just ventured into the boxing ring with Diddy, and she is tossing a ton of weighty punches at him since she is not set in stone to bring him down for the last time. On the off chance that there is one individual who has a ton of tea on Diddy, it's Lil Kim. In light of the fact that she has been with him all along of Terrible Kid Records and his ascent to the top, Kim is currently uncovering Diddy's shadiest and nastiest activities, like how she has been saving ladies from Diddy's grasp, saving them from being possibly sabotaged by him, as well as how she additionally uncovered how Diddy has held this against her for a really long time and how he intentionally subverted her vote. Young lady, you all should be miserable for this on the grounds that Lil Kim has had stories for a really long time. You all know that this Diddy circumstance is deteriorating and more regrettable in light of the fact that individuals in the business are beginning to shout out and describe their experiences with him, and very much we should simply say that they don't precisely have pleasant comments about him. I would not joke about this. It should be obvious that an influential man like Diddy would have made a few foes in the business throughout the long term, but it's more than that. Clearly, a few craftsmen in the business have had some significant awareness of his terrible way of behaving with regards to dealing with ladies like garbage and rappers. Lil Kim is at last having the guts to oppose Diddy and defend common decency for the individuals who don't realize Lil Kim has been very open throughout the long term about how she basically can't stand Diddy. She has been holding a significant resentment against him for quite a long time, and despite the fact that she didn't delve into insights concerning why she clarified that she was not able to let it go or, on the other hand, at any point address him again. Quite a while back, new date! AI became exposed when a voice recording by Kim was released online where she was blaming Diddy for being narrow-minded and unfaithful, adding that he frequently got things done to individuals who were under him, and he figured out how to pull off it due to his associations and cash. We know by the day's end, like, Puffy will be Puffy. He won't ever, he will. I mean, everything without question revolves around what he can do and what he can get from individuals. That is, Puffy is everything revolves around himself. It sort of seemed like Kim was alluding to the obscure exercises that have gotten him sued by 5 unique individuals in under a half year. Yet in those days, we had no clue except for since it has become so undeniably obvious what we are familiar with. Diddy Lil Kim is currently moving forward to uncover some much shadier stuff about Diddy, like how he supposedly utilizes ladies and how she needed to step in and salvage a few ladies from his control, which in the long run prompted him to extort her. As per Kim, Diddy supposedly has a propensity for attempting to get with female artists, regardless of whether they need to get with him. In all honesty, there are numerous ladies who have presumably heard the tales about him, and they believe nothing should have to do with him since they realize that he's terrible news. Kim gave an illustration of one such lady, an artist who was simply attempting to get her sack and become famous in the business. Diddy had his eye on her and took actions on her. However, she turned him down since she was uninterested, yet rather than take his L in harmony. Diddy purportedly began to her taking steps to hurt her, assuming that she would not surrender to his interest. What is going on in the end? Raised at a show where Diddy was billed to perform at, and he supposedly cornered her behind the stage, criticizing her and taking steps to ensure that she at absolutely no point ever worked with anybody in the future, except if she yielded to him. Fortunately for the artist, Lil Kim was additionally behind the stage at the show, and she stepped in to safeguard the artist, getting right in front of Diddy and taking steps to uncover him in the event that he didn't ease off and let the lady be. Diddy, in the end, eased off in light of the fact that he realized that Lil Kim doesn't mess around with the stuff like that. Then we likewise have the tale of radio character Miss Jones, who guaranteed that Diddy took steps to place her in a trunk when she wouldn't surrender to him. I have hardly any familiarity with you all. However, that unquestionably gives me Jeffrey Epstein. Energies asserted that Diddy was getting more frightening and more terrifying when Lil Kim in the end stepped in. Furthermore, set Diddy straight, advising him to let Miss Jones be, and see something worked in someone. I need you exploding my home or my vehicle or any such thing. On the grounds that I don't, he previously took steps to place me in the storage compartment of a vehicle and lit. Lil Kim said, "Leave Jonesy alone. Jonesy, don't hurt anyone. Stop." That's right. Similar to what I said, Lil Kim has never been hanging around for Diddy's BS, and she has made it her life's main goal to attempt to attack his untidy and obscure exercises, particularly with regards to his exercises with different ladies. However surprisingly more dreadful, Diddy is encircled by yes-men who just empower his awful conduct and never consider him responsible for his activity. This sort of accumulates with what Cassie said in her claim, where she denounced his security directors and, surprisingly, his legal counselors of being complicit and his terrible conduct, blaming them for assisting him with holding her under his influence in any event. When they realized that he was treating her seriously and doing some unlawful thing, they watched it work out and never really helped her or stop him. So Kim's cases sort of include. Now, on the off chance that you're asking why Kim holds such significant resentment against Diddy, well, this is on the grounds that she understands what it resembles, less to be a casualty of an abusive relationship. Kim used to have an affair with Biggie Smalls, and she has been very open about how he used to put paws on her, scold her, and cause her to feel little and useless. She has conceded that the relationship was extremely harmful, so it's amazing that she's going to bat for ladies who are in a similar untidy circumstance. Yet, that is by all accounts not the only explanation, since Diddy once did an amazing job to demolish her life and vocation just because he needed to see Kim was getting increasingly remarkable in the business. And Diddy could never have this, so he attempted to undermine her, for instance. Kim once discussed the time that she was intended to show up on one of Michael Jack collections. MJ is the GOAT, and a collab with him was the fantasy of numerous specialists, including Lil Kim. MJ explicitly needed Lil Kim, however Diddy was not going to allow that to happen. Insanium Rodney Jerkins, he was chipping away at Michael Jackson's collection, and he resembled I was playing Sovereign for Michael Jackson, and he was like, man, I love the delightful way she raps behind the beat, and it's so attractive. I resembled. He said that he was like, better believe it. So I'm telling you, needed to say, we're attempting to get you on the collection. I resembled what I figure I could, my leg is as yet attempting to recuperate, 'cause I dropped out the seat. Good gracious, definitely as per Kim, she was at that point recording her sections for the collection when her supervisor at the time went despite her good faith to kill the arrangement. You all need to think about who her chief was at the time shock. It was Diddy. Now this was way some time ago when Lil Kim was all the while playing with Biggie Smalls, who was endorsed to Terrible Kid, so she realized Diddy very well. It's simply insane the way in which he obliterated the vocation of a craftsman he was overseeing out of envy and disdain. Definitely, I comprehend the reason why Kim held resentment, since Diddy was being a skeptic. Puffy was my director at the time. And we carried this to Puffy, was like, Puffy can be somewhat controlling 'cause I like his younger sibling. I couldn't say whether him and Rodney were going through something at that point. Yet it simply never happened on the grounds that I was a youngster, so I wasn't taking care of my business. Yet I saw Rodney and he going, yo, what's up? I've been calling and you would rather not be on Michael Jackson's. Are you insane? Obviously I do. Yet, I didn't have the foggiest idea what was happening in the background, so that was a botched Pendor, not because of anything I did. However, you realize it was beyond my control, and I extremely ridiculously incredibly simply need to head off to someplace. Definitely Kim's resentment is legitimate, 'cause Diddy was way off the mark. Yet that is by all accounts not the only time that he betrayed her. Since when she went to jail, he quickly exchanged loyalty and began working with her opponent, Nicki Minaj. Nicki and Kim previously had a completely blown. In the end, Diddy backy D off because he realized Lil Kim doesn't mess around with things like that. There's also the story of radio character Miss Jones, who claimed that Andy took steps to put her in a trunk when she refused to surrender to him. And everybody quarrels that they could have done without one realizing it. So Diddy changing around on her like that was super another, most definitely, frightful, is the reason I said in my BTIM show that you ought to be embarrassed about yourself in light of the fact that by the day's end, Papa, assuming you're going to shake with anyone that hard, you ought to shake with however it deteriorates, on the grounds that when Diddy got some information about the circumstances in a meeting, he pinned it on Kim calling her. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.